It is a beautiful city that we live in. The 2025 San Diego Tax Rolls is breaking records. Here to tell us more about the important numbers is San Diego County Assessor and friend, Mr. Jordan Marks. Jordan, welcome back.
Hey Paul, how you doing?
All right, so why should we be excited about record tax income or rolls or that number going up? What's so good about that?
Well, I'll tell you, the assessed value, the tax roll that we just produced, is what leads to the tax bills. But the reason we should be excited is my team this year, we've got Comic-Con this week. I say the real superheroes are my staff. And my team did a tax roll. We delivered record high revenue. That's for our schools, our streets, our police and fire. And at the same time, we delivered record high property tax savings, over $322 million for San Diego County residents. And I'll tell you, the biggest jump we had this year was our work with disabled veterans. This year we set a record high 20,000 plus disabled veterans got an additional property tax savings for having given the most to our country, a limb, their life.
So that's a good reason right there to applaud.
$35 million every year now is going back to our disabled veterans. When I started in the office 6 years ago, we had $7 million going back to our veterans. My team has done an amazing job, and our tax roll reflects that.
I think that's a bipartisan, everybody can applaud that. But as let's say a homeowner, does it change my life in any way?
I'll tell you what it does reflect is the Prop 13 protection that 92% of our homeowners received. I am the #1 advocate for Prop 13. I think it is extremely important. A lot of people think it's just for the folks that bought a home in 1978 or before, and it's not. I, as a homeowner that purchased a home in 2014, saw my home value double. And if it wasn't for Prop 13, my property taxes would have doubled as well.
You wouldn't be able to afford to stay there. But the politicians in Sacramento are swirling around Prop 13. Can guys like you fend that off?
I'm giving it everything I got, and I tell you, I've fought them back twice already. What I will tell you is the thing that they can't deny is in our tax roll, 40% of the increased revenue that we got was just from that 2% increase, that capped amount. So we went up $38 billion of assessed value. 14 of it came from that Prop 13 increase, which is protecting us from the booms and busts of the market. And right now, Paul, we're in a bust. Our downtown market took a hit. Housing sales are down 23%. So we are seeing this down decline. And if it wasn't for Prop 13, our schools, firefighters, roads, they'd all be seeing a loss of revenue to support them. But Prop 13 actually protected them, and that's what we see.
Are we the tax number? Does that translate then into like school upgrades, road upgrades? And if it does, why don't we see them?
Well, sometimes we wish it translated into city council upgrades.
Yeah.
They're the ones that choose how to spend the money.
So I mean, you can only raise the money. You can't determine how it gets spent.
Yes, but at the same time, I did my job and protected homeowners from getting taxed out of their homes. This tax roll shows that had it not been for Prop 13, we'd be taxing our citizens out of their homes. And this is why we need to do everything we can to protect Prop 13.
I think a lot of people would agree with you. Otherwise, the exodus out of town. I don't know if the governor would agree with you, but certainly most people who are homeowners. How about business owners? It's kind of in the news. It is in the news. In-N-Out, California institution, appears to be heading for
the drive-through.
Yeah, smoother water in Tennessee, and with that. How does that affect the business climate?
Well, one of the things that we do have in the tax roll is the number of business accounts that we have here in San Diego County, and it actually went down significantly this year. Over 1,500 less businesses than last year. And I think while the governor and their spin team in Sacramento are trying to play off In-N-Out leaving California, they are just one of the prominent folks, but we saw a decrease in the number of businesses here in San Diego. And I think that's why we're seeing a jump in unemployment across California.
It's an interesting little debate between In-N-Out and the governor. The governor is saying, as you alluded to, that it's just a reorganization on In-N-Out's part. The heiress of In-N-Out says, hey, it's just tough to do business in California. So who are you going to believe, the governor or the person leaving town?
I got to tell you, my office fields calls, and we're great. By the way, I got to tell you, you call my office, our 800 number, we pick up the phone in a minute or less. We are customer service focused. But the question we're getting is, can I take my low taxes with me to Arizona, to Nevada? Can I transfer them out? And the answer is no. We have great savings programs for seniors that stay in California. But we're getting a lot of questions about how do I move out of state, and that's a terrible place to be.
The lower property taxes, my family is now in Wisconsin, or was in Wisconsin, and they pay a much higher property tax than we do, but everything else is cheaper. So how does it balance out? When you add it all up, how does California exist as far as where do we rank in the level of amount of taxes we pay?
Well, I think we have the highest taxes in the nation. Those are income taxes, 13% at the state level. I mean, we have a significant amount of tax burden on our citizens. But what we're seeing, just interestingly enough, is the states that don't have Prop 13, like Texas and Tennessee and other places, they base their property taxes on the value every year.
Right.
So every year they look at it. So they have what's called the California effect. We have all our citizens going to these other states, 2 million to Florida, 1 million to Texas, and they're paying cash because they've got a higher expensive home here in California and driving up the prices in those other areas. So the locals over there that don't have the Prop 13 protections that we have here are now getting taxed out of their homes in other states. It's a cascading effect.
Well, Jordan, thank you for rolling in, and thanks for fighting the fight for us.
Well, I appreciate it. And look, if anybody needs help with their property taxes, this is what the roll reflects. We have a 98.5% positive customer service rating. Come to my office, call my office. We get joy out of saving you money. And I know you always love our famous program, Owner Alert. Over 70,000 San Diegans have signed up to protect their home from title theft.
How frequent is that?
It is frequent and more frequent than before. And I'll tell you, since the last time I saw you, we have seen cases of AI, people faking older senior citizens to do online notarization. And so we are fighting back on every front. But if you're not signed up for Owner Alert, you're not doing everything possible to sign you up.
So that's a must to do.
It's free.
Okay.
My office offers for free to protect your home from title
You
theft.
don't have to buy one of those services you hear advertised on the radio.
That's right.
All right, Jordan, I'm going to do that today. Thank you so much.